Hey there, here we go. 114, getting close here. Let's look at a couple of things first. These are unit multipliers. First off, let's figure out the title here. Unit multiplier. Okay, multiplier, obviously we're multiplying something, right? Unit, what's a unit? It's like centimeters or inches or miles or gallons or, centipedes or all those different, metric things or whatever, okay? I think there are 14 hectares in a decagram or something. I don't remember that stuff. Anyway, okay, so we're just multiplying stuff. All we're going to do today is come up with a way to do it, and then we're going to do it. And then you don't even have to think about this stuff. You're going to memorize a way to do this, and then without even thinking, just do it. And eventually, you'll figure it out yourself, and it'll be boom, boom, boom. Okay. Also, by the way, we do unit multipliers in pre-algebra next year. We do it in Algebra 1 in 2 years. We do it in Algebra 2 years after that, and we keep on doing it. So the faster and the better and the more accurately you memorize the method we're going to do today, man, it's going to make your life so much easier with math in the next 3 years. Okay. After that, it makes your life miserable with math for the next 17 years. See, okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, so it'll make things easier. Okay, look at this very quickly. You tell me the easiest way to solve that problem. What's the easiest thing to do? Oh, 7 times 11 is 77. 11 times 13 is 143. No, please don't do that. Okay, just go like that. The answer is 7 over 13. If you got something on the top and the same thing's on the bottom, doesn't matter where it is. It's like a division problem, right? The 11 is getting divided by 11. It's just 1. So that stuff out of there, you're done. Make it faster. We're going to use that in a second, okay? You tell me the answer to this. 1,000,000 times 12 inches divided by a foot. Duh. Okay. What is 12 inches divided by a foot? It's 1, right? Wait a minute. It can't be 1. Then there's an inch on the top and a foot on it. It doesn't matter. If I say 2,000 pounds on the top and 1 ton on the bottom, 2,000 pounds divided by a ton is still a 1. We don't care what it looks like. It has that on the top and that on the bottom. Who cares? We're still multiplying by 1, correct? Okay, that's it. The answer is 1,000,000, all right? Now put this concept together with this concept together, and we're going to do something else, all right? Convert 60 inches to feet. I want you to write this down. You ready? You might want to pause it, okay? This is the method. Here we go. Ready? All right. Convert 60 inches to feet. Now, first off, don't sit there and go, oh, I don't need to learn this. I already know there's 12 inches in a foot, and I can divide by to that. Yeah, I know. We all know that, all right? But at some point, they're going to be asking you to convert 60 cubic miles to cubic inches, and you're going to start crying and, cover your shoes with some, tears or drool or something too horrible to imagine. Anyway, you don't want to do that, okay? So you're going to learn this method, okay? The method is basically to first write what you are given. Write what you are given, all right? In this problem, you are given 60 inches, all right? So you're just going to write that down, 60 inches. Now, we're going to be piddling with fractions. So if you want to at first, make it like a fraction like this. You see what I'm saying? You're multiplying 2 fractions together. We're going to be multiplying 2 fractions together. Look at that. You see that right there? If you want, you could have written, 1,000,000 over 1 times. Okay, that's fine. All right? That's what we're going to do. That's what you're given. Write it down. Don't even think about it. If it says, convert 2,000 pounds to, just stop. Write down 2,000 pounds and get ready to multiply. All right? To feet. Okay? Now you're going to do this. You can use a dot or an X to multiply whatever you want. Okay. Here's what we need to do. We're going to, just like this one over here, we're going to want to cross out something on the top and the bottom, like the 11s. So you don't even think about it. Immediately write something with inches at the bottom. Because just like we crossed out 11 and 11 there, we're going to cross out inches. Top, bottom, done. We're going to get something else. You tell me, what is the relationship between inches to feet? Because that's what we're going for, right? There are, of course, 12 inches in 1 foot. That's the same thing, right? Isn't a foot divided by 12 inches 1? We're not changing anything, right? We're saying 60 inches times 1, right? Well, 60 inches times 1 is 60 inches. It's the same thing. We're not going to change it. We're just going to change how it looks, all right? Now, just like you did here a minute ago with the 11s, cross them out. You're going to go, yoop, inches, go away. That's it. Now, you know how to multiply fractions, right? You just go straight across. 60 times 1, no, 60. We got a unit there, feet, okay? 1 times 12 is 12. Well, you know the answer to 60 divided by 12, it's 5, right? And of course, the answer is 5 feet. Now again, you might have said a minute ago, oh, what did I do all this for? I already know that 60 divided by 12, I already know there's 5. Believe me, when it gets to things like, cubic inches and square kilometers and changing that to inches, you're going to break down and cry and become a wandering gypsy roaming the earth until you die. Okay, so learn the method. That's the method. All right. Okay, let's try. Let's go to the next one here. We're going to write. Let's just do these both. Write 2 unit multipliers using these equivalent measures. 3 feet equal to 1 yard. Okay, that's harder than it sounds. In other words, all they're trying to do is tell you like this: 3 feet. That's a unit, like kind of a multiplier here. 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. You tell me, what's 3 feet divided by 1 yard? 1. Okay. Now, if you also wanted to do it this way, a yard over 3 feet, what is a yard divided by 3 feet? 1. Okay. So, in other words, you're going to use one of those two when they're asking you to do this or that. But again, don't forget, the method we talked about doing. Number 1, write what you are given. If they say, convert 600,000 miles to... Stop. Just write 600,000 miles. You can write it like this if you want, with a 1 on the bottom, okay? But you're going to have miles here at the top in that example. So immediately you're going to want to have, I need to be able to cross out like the 11s on that back page. I'm going to need to have miles down here. And let's see, how many are in a mile? Then that's where you can go from there. Same thing here, all right? So which one of those would you use to convert 30 yards to feet? In other words, somebody is saying to you, convert 30 yards to feet. Now remember, when somebody says to you, convert 60 inches to feet, what do you write down without even thinking about it? 60 inches. Just write it down. Don't think. If somebody tells you, convert 30 yards to feet, what do you write down without even thinking about it? 30 yards. Okay. And in fact, if you're in a library doing these, I think the librarian would think it's okay. Just go 30 yards loudly, especially if you're sitting next to some old people looking at like gardening magazines and stuff. Okay. Convert 30 yards to feet. Now, if you want, slap it over a 1, just like this fraction, right? You're going to be multiplying, right? So we're going to do a little boop, there we go, dot, and then we got something here. Now you tell me, which one of these we're going to use and why? That's wrong. We're not going to use the right one. No. Yes. Okay, yes, we're going to be using the left one. Okay, because look at that. We got a yard on the top. On this one, we have yard on the bottom, right? Just like the 2 fractions of 11 and 11. Same thing here. So you choose this one that says 3 feet is equal to 1 yard, or 3 feet divided by 1 yard is 1, or whatever you want to call it, okay? The yards cancel just like the 11s. Then you go across 30 times 3, obviously 90. 1 times 1 is 1. 90 divided by 1. Just stop. That's it. Okay. Now again, don't get fooled. Oh, I already know there's 30 times 3. There's 90. Good for you. We're all proud of you. And the librarian is too. But this isn't going to help you in the long run when these problems get to be very interesting. Okay. There are examples of problems that you will go do in the future that are not just you multiply 2 fractions. Some of them are 18, and sometimes they're 21 fractions multiplied across. So you're going to need to use 3 lines of your paper. 21 fractions multiplied. You won't be able to do it in your head. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. Convert 30 feet to yards. Okay. I want you to think about what are the method. What's the first thing you write down? Convert 30 feet to yards. What's the first thing you write down? Okay, don't even think about it. Remember the library, 30 feet. You say it real loudly. Okay. All right, stick it over a fraction if you want. You don't have to, but if it makes it look better for you, that's fine. Now immediately, what are we going to write on the bottom? We know what unit we're going to have on the bottom, right? Yoink, feet. Okay, now we're messing with feet and yards. Let's see here. How many feet are in a yard? Oh, there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Now again, if you think about this, all we're doing is we're multiplying 30 feet by 1 because this fraction is equal to 1, right? A yard divided by 3 feet is 1. But all we want to do is change the unit. So, boop, there we go. That's gone. We go straight across. 30 times 1 is 30. We still have the yard thing up there. That doesn't go away. 1 times 3 is 3. Well, obviously 30 divided by 3 is 10. So we have 10 yards. And of course, we all know that there's 10 yards and 30 feet, but You want to learn this method. You want to train your brain to do this method. The more you can do at the end of the 7-6, the better pre-algebra is going to be. I mean, it's loads of fun anyway, but it'll be even more fun with knowing this. Okay. All right. Try the practice problems on unit multipliers. There is a bucket load of them, and we'll just do them. You can do them all, or just pause it, or however you want to do it. So go ahead and pause it now. Okay, let's take a look. A will be, you can put a gallon over 4 quarts, so you can put 4 quarts over a gallon. In other words, yours will look like they're fractions though. All right, B, which one from problem A would you use to convert 12 gallons to quarts? Now, if somebody tells you convert 12 gallons to quarts, what do you write without even thinking? 12 gallons if you wanted to, right? You're going to have gallons on the bottom. So it's going to have to be this one right here. So you're going to go 4 quarts is 1 gallon. And you like the 11s, you go poop, bloop, out of there, multiply by 4, and so on. So, okay, that's what you want. All right. Okay, number 3, or C, write 2 unit multipliers for these equivalent measures. A meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Well, it's either a meter over 100 centimeters or 100 centimeters over 1 meter. Either one of those, if you divide by it's still one, the same thing divided by itself is just 1, okay? D, which one would you use to convert 200 centimeters to meters? Again, if somebody tells you convert 200 centimeters to meters, don't think, just write 200 centimeters and say it loudly in your room. Okay. Well, which one of those you're going to use? You're going to use the one that has the centimeters on the bottom, right? That's the one you're going to use because you want to cancel out the centimeters, okay? Use one to convert 12 quarts to gallons. And again, remember, to convert 12 quarts to gallons, you just write 12 quarts. If you want to write over 1, go right ahead. You're multiplying by something. You know very well what is going to have to be at the bottom of the second fraction is quart. Okay? Well, there are 4 quarts to 1 gallon. We can just put G or whatever. And of course, the quarts cancel. 12 times 1 gallon is 12 gallons. Divided by 4 is going to be 3 gallons. There we go. Okay. Now again, you might have known that in your head easily. You believe me, you want to train yourself to do this method. Okay. Last couple. 200 centimeters to, meters to centimeters. All right. Again, make sure 200 meters is what you're going to write down without even thinking about it. If you want to do that, that's fine. You know there's going to be an M on the bottom. You're going to go, let's see, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And then these cancel out. Then 200 times 100. Well, 2 times 1 is 2. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 5. Got it, 20,000. All right. Very last one. Convert 60 feet to yards. Don't think about it. Just write 60 feet. All right. Put it over that if you want to. We know that feet have to be the unit on the bottom. Well, feet to yards, there's 3 feet to 1 yard. We cancel out the foot. There's 60 times 1 is 60 yards. Is that still left? 1 times 3 is 3. 60 divided by 3 will be 20 yards. There we go. Okay. Really memorize that method. Write what you're given. Put it as a fraction over 1 if you want to. Set up a times problem with another fraction. Make sure the top unit on what you wrote down immediately has the same unit on the next fraction at the bottom that you can cross out and then go from there. Okay, all right. That is it for 114. See you guys next time, 115. Here we come.